Good morning. It's August 17th, I think. And I'm over here at the Saskatchewan Science Centre. Look, there it is, where I once worked as communications officer. Still, a lot of what I wrote is on the walls in there because I did all the original, almost all the original exhibition copy in there. So this is where I'm starting, and I'm going to walk over to Douglas Park and then come back this way, obviously, because I left the car here. Oh, it's a lovely morning. It's cooled off quite a bit. Doesn't seem to be as smoky. Supposed to be rain coming tonight. And for the rest of the week, actually, I think there's some showers. So this is actually Sask Power building here. I'm not sure exactly what they do in there. But there's offices and things. You can actually see into them a little bit as we walk by here. I hope my microphone is working. Still not sure what's going on with it. I thought it was charging, and yet, I thought it had run out of power yesterday when it quit on me, but it seems to still have charge. So then I thought maybe it's the connection. So I'm using a new, since I got a second one after the first one quit working, I'm using a new adapter and receiver, I guess. It came with the second one. Let's see if that makes any difference. I'm going to keep a really close watch on the little blue light. Yesterday I caught it pretty quick after it turned off and just switched over to the camera microphone, but I'd rather use the lapel mic. This sounds a little better and more consistent. Get on the path here. I haven't actually walked along here. This nice tree-lined bit of the path here. There's the power side of the Powerhouse of Discovery, as the Saskatchewan Science Centre is known as. The powerhouse part of it. Then there's the Kramer IMAX Theatre, which is down on this end. But when I walk back, I'll be closer down there and finish up going down on that, the lake side of the Science Centre. For now, we'll follow the path. Powery looking things over there. And then one reason I came here is because I'm heading out to the West Canada Country Club to write, and once I've done my walk, it's probably going. Still working on the Tangled Stars, making good progress. I'd love to get to the end of it this week. I don't think I will, based on yesterday's speed. Over here is a little skateboard park, which I might walk over to. Wascana Skate Plaza. Nobody currently skating on it. In fact, I don't know. Well, maybe once I saw somebody skating on it. It has bits of ramps, stairs, and railings, and all that stuff. You can do your tricks on. I would not be doing those tricks, never having been on a skate. Well, maybe I've been on a skateboard. Probably promptly fell off of the skateboard. Up the ramp. And over here, there's even some skateboard-themed art. So that's the Kramer IMAX Theatre, the silver left half of the silver part there, as we're looking at it, is where the IMAX Theatre is. You know, skateboard art. Go back to the path. The path to the path. Watch the steps. There are steps which are not visually apparent. Now, the paved path actually ends here, and it's muddy. So, decisions. I'll just go around the mud, and then I think it dries out. Lake's over there. We're headed to that hill over there in Douglas Park. We'll take a turn up it, get a nice panoramic view of the city. When I walk back, there's a path closer to the water over there. I'll get on coming back as well. Maybe. Actually, I don't actually know. I haven't walked out here often enough to know for sure. I guess this is the path I was thinking of. It just joins from back there. Same path. A lot of bicyclists on this path to make it. If you're there on Facebook or YouTube, let me know. Tell me you can hear me. I also had a weird error message when I turned on, which I hope. If you can't hear me, tell me that too. Of course, if you can't, that'll be in response to you realizing you can't hear me, not me asking if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, raise your hand. Oh, there's fencing all over the place over there. I wonder what they're doing. That's Candy Cane Park over there. There's fencing all over this part. All right, this way will take us. I think this is my 165th consecutive walking in Regina video. There will be a break due to some other things I have to do. It'll only be for a few days. Would have been nice to, not have a break for a whole year, but I don't think that's going to happen. Bit of a look out there. Well, there's somebody. Who's that? Oh, hi, Bonnie. Good morning. Good. And the mic is working. I'm just keeping an eye on the little blue light. Make sure it doesn't abandon me in the middle of the walk like it did yesterday. Walking to Douglas Park here. And of course, the lake is always over here to the right. Unlike the creek, it doesn't smell bad. The creek on the east side of Elphinstone, pretty smelly. Not a lot of water flow, and it's got a lot of algae growth. So the whole lake used to smell like that. It still does in spots, but the lake I walk around, the part of the lake I walk around, used to smell bad in the summers because it was so shallow. That's one reason they deepened it, was to cut down on the weed growth and the algae growth. I don't know what these trucks are doing here. Something official appears to be happening, but I don't know what. With the legislative building over there and the Centre of the Arts, Connects Science Centre. Back over here on the path now for easier walking. It's not that the walking's difficult, it's that I'm not watching my feet when I'm doing this, since I'm always caught by surprise by little dips. Never quite twisted my ankle. I presume that path would take me through the trees over there, but well, I've chosen my ditch, so to speak. So far, nobody has said hello on YouTube. If you're there, say hello. Just Douglas Park over here. Dead ahead is what used to be the Plains Hospital and is now Polytechnic. Is that what they call it? I think so. I mean, it was also SciAst, which turned into Saskatchewan Polytechnic a while ago. Ooh, shall we be adventurous? Nah, I had a dream last night I had ticks all over my legs. The time I got stuck in the weeds alongside the ring road between the Assiniboine and Arcola exits, walking through the long grass, I did have to flick a tick off my socks when I came out, so I'm a little leery of ticks. However, before I go up the hill, let's walk over to that overlook over there, which I've never normally gone to. And then we'll go up the hill. Talking Joe went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down, broke his crown. Joe came tumbling after. I don't know what these yellow top things are. Are they trash cans? There's a few of them down in this area. This is the path I could have come along. Got a bird on it. Did have a bird on it. Nova disc golf. Oh, so it's like frisbee golf, I guess. You try to get the frisbee into the basket there. Huh. I had no idea. And now I do. Somebody laying on the ground up there, taking photos maybe? Bit odd. Oh, there's actually a boat landing down here. I guess. Oh, it's just a little platform. Anyway, there's the lake. Roberts Plaza over there. Texas Art Center, ledge, and some ducks. There's a room down here. I presume it has something to do with maintenance in it. Okay, well, there's also this, but it'll be the same thing, only higher. Let's go up the hill. Microphone's still connected. Still nobody on Facebook, on YouTube. Has checked in. This hill is landfill, of course. It's basically dirt that was dug out of the lake when they deepened it, a large portion of it. So climb in here to the pine forest. With a lapel mic, you can hear me breathing harder for that real action sense. Morning, Roger. It's good to have people watching live in case I keel over climbing the hill. I'll take a good look around when I get to the top here. And there's the view. The big hill over there is the dump city landfill. There's downtown. Connexus Arts Centre and the ledge you can see there. University, First Nations University, and the aforementioned Sask Polytechnic. Nice cool breeze up here too. Complete turnaround. Over Douglas Park, see the lights of the football field over there. See the cars moving on the ring road over there. Wascana Country Club, where I go to ride, is past that cell phone tower there. There you go. City of Regina and the lake. There goes that bike cyclist. She's way down there. Well, gravity helps. How long have I been out? 22 minutes? Okay, well, we'll go down on this side. Walk around the park and head back. Lots of undeveloped parkland down there, waterfowl habitat and such, wildlife habitat. First Nations University over there, which I've walked by 2 or 3 times now. Striking building. Keep my eyes on my feet a little bit here so I don't go head over heels down the hill. Of course, the ring road is right over there, and when I walked over the bridge from Douglas Park into Arcola East a couple of times, right over that. I'm sure I should know, but I don't know what these green lettuce seed looking things are. These in clumps. I don't know what that plant is. If anybody does, let me know. It's weird because there are these dark green, distinct clumps poking up through the grass. I don't know what happens if I follow it over there. It not what I want to do. I want to head into Douglas Park. Take me down by the water, and since it's a path, I presume it would take me sort of on along the creek and then back up here somewhere before you get to the ring road. Which is a pretty solid barrier. Yeah, we'll go back to the path again. Not feeling like wading through long grass today. I checked yesterday, I was up to 107 subscribers. Most people watch the recording though, not the live stream. Each one gets, it depends. I lose a count a little bit because if I leave the live stream up for a while, some people will watch that and then I delete it. And then it starts from 0 on the recording. But I'm mostly getting, I don't know, on average, maybe 30 views. And we'll go down here till we can get into the park a little easier. Typically, if I walk downtown or walk to the university, I get more views. Because people are more interested in buildings than all of our green space. But I like walking in the green space. Mic is still on. Morning. I'll go over here. Into the park itself. Take a turn around the football field. Quite a nice field. I think it may have been built around the time of the Canada Summer Games, maybe. This field. Don't know that for sure. Just have a feeling that might be right. Stay away from the sprinklers. Go up to the fence. There we go. Football field, but also used for soccer. Doesn't have a track around it. The track is over there a little ways. Get close, you should be able to look through the mesh there. Sure where the cars, if they're just coming to go to the park, or if there's going to be something happening on the field, some sort of sports camp maybe. Well, there's quite a few cars here. More coming in. We'll carry on around the fence because it slopes down more gradually than just running down the main slope there. I guess we should go over and take a look at the track. I don't think I've walked over there before when I've come out here. Canada Games Athletic Complex. Oh, maybe this was, I don't know if that field was built for that or if it was just this that was built for that, because this has a nice track. Let's take a look here. I see a dog running on the track, or is that a rabbit? No, that's a that's a snowshoe hare running down there. So I guess this was constructed for the Canada Summer Games when they were held here in 2005, I want to say. Same as that building on Pine Island when I walk around the lake. That was built as the timing building. The Canada Summer Games. Seems to be lots of people in cars up here getting out. There's the back of the grandstand over there. Hi, Kirk in Vancouver. Sorry, saw your name, didn't say hi right away. Basically turned the corner, now we'll be wending our way back towards the car. Through the park. I think Regina Minor Football has its headquarters maybe over here in that building. If I remember right. Clearly something going on with all these cars somewhere in this complex. Ah. Athletes. Scary. Oh, we can go up top here. Oh, and there's tennis courts over there. So that's going up as well. Oh yeah, something going on at the tennis courts too. Lots of people there. Never climbed up here, so let's see what's up here. Why did you climb the hill? Because it was there. Okay, it's a roof. That's what it is. With a well in it. Well, well, well. Well, we can go down over here. Where shall we walk? Yeah, I should be on my way back, so. Is that curves around the park, so we followed around that way. Looks like it will turn around and take me back the way I want. Sound of tennis. Plop, plop, plop went the tennis balls. Plop, plop, plop went my heart. It's not quite the way that song goes. It's the trolley song, not the volley song. It's a shame more people don't watch these things. Hear such brilliant witticisms as that. I should be a YouTube star, man. This will have us wending back in the way we want to wend. Wend, not wind. There's a certain fallishness starting to creep into some of the trees. It's not, well, there's little patches of yellow, but then there's also lots of seed pods showing up on some of the species. House is right there. Microphone working. So possibly it had something to do with the connection, not the microphone not charging properly. I said unkind things about low winter yesterday, but I still think it's not a great product. I could improve it. See, that one has yellow in it. And some of that is also these seed pods that give you a lighter color, so it looks like yellow leaves when it's really those seed pods. But those are yellow leaves. Oh, squirrel. Running from tree to tree. Decided that's the one he wants. It's a large park, Douglas Park. And sure enough, now I know what those things are, those yellow top things. They're for disc frisbee, or frisbee golf. Disc golf, I guess they call it, frisbee being a brand name. Actually, want to go that way. This will take me into the streets up here, which is probably fine. To leave the park and walk on the street. Avenue. I think it goes through to my left. Yes, it does. I want the other side here. and out to the golf club and plunging back into the far future adventures of the Tangled Stars. There's always other things I could work on, but today, that's it. I have other editing jobs that need to be done, but I'm going to give today entirely to the Tangled Stars and see how far I can get through this final rewrite before submission. And the short story I'm writing for the Shapers of Worlds Volume 2 anthology will be partially just taken from the novel and carrying on something that's just narrated in the novel backstory, the story of how my three main characters met. I'll turn it into a fully fleshed short story. A process I have begun but not yet finished. I think I've gotten edits back from all but one of my authors now. Well, two if you count me. But I don't count me. Nice little landscaping. If you have a spruce in your front yard, you will not have grass under it. Just go straight across onto the path and back towards the Science Centre. Except I actually want to go across to the dirt path again, I think. More direct. So here we are back at the lake. Heading to that silver building over there. Nice temperature this morning. I think it's going to 27 or 28. Still pretty warm today, but right now it's pleasant, and tomorrow I think it's only going to 19. Let's go to 13 or colder tonight. So definitely a cold front has come in, cooled everything off. Still haze in the air, but it's not as bad as yesterday. I could really smell the smoke. I went out with it at the peak of the heat yesterday. Walked a couple of blocks, about 4 blocks somewhere, and really feel the smoke, smell the smoke. And yet some people smoke on purpose. Not something that ever appealed to me. I tried a cigarette when I was about 7 years old in Julia, Texas, maybe 6. A bunch of neighborhood kids, somebody's backyard. Somebody had a cigarette. They were passing it around. It came to me. It was soaked in other people's saliva. It was just the most unappealing thing ever. And I don't even know if I sucked any smoke in. I think I just said, no, this is stupid. And that was the end of my interest in smoking. When I first started working at the Weyburn Review, our publisher, Ernie Neufeld, smoked, and his wife smoked, and several of the typesetters smoked, and they were allowed to smoke in the office. So that was pretty awful. But that was just about the time that all changed, and Ernie had a health issue, and one of the things they told him was, to stop smoking. And that's when we went non-smoking. So, so it wasn't too long it was a smoking workplace, but I was very glad when it became not one. In 1980, when I was started at the Weyburn Review, the Weyburn Comprehensive School, the local high school, still had a smoking room for kids that smoked. You couldn't smoke elsewhere, but you could go into this allowed for room and smoke. I was in it once. Well, of course, it smelled awful, and the ceiling tiles were just yellow with smoke. So I don't know when they did away with that. Not soon enough, probably. I'll just take a little turn out onto this little viewpoint. There was somebody here when I walked by before. My dad liked to tell the story of Harding University in Searcy. Well, it was Harding College then, which is where I went and he went. And before the Second World War, it being a church-affiliated school, I see the Saskatchewan Science Centre over there. Smoking wasn't allowed. But when the GIs came back from the war on the GI Bill and re-enrolled in university and college, there was no way you were stopping those guys who'd been smoking all over Western Europe and Japan and the Pacific. There was no way you were going to stop them from smoking. So they would leave the campus, but all they did was go out the front gates and smoke. And so my dad said the ground outside the gates would be white with cigarette butts. So they relented and smoking was allowed for a while. By the time I got there, it was gone again. I don't know what they're doing over there with the yellow fence. I've been to Harding since the 80s, early 80s. Not long after I started working at the Weyburn Review, I went down there because my roommate was still in the university, so I went to visit him. And I went and talked to a couple of the journalism classes, you know, give them a heads up on what it was like actually working for a weekly newspaper. I remember that. And my university professor, my journalism professor, of course, was still there. An interesting thing about him, I can't remember his name now, but not one of them. I remember one of their names, but not the second guy. But he had a sideline of restoring old houses and then flipping them. So he would take, you know, down there, it could be a 200-year-old house, 150 years old, and restore it, and then live in it. And then once it was done, he might sell it, move on, do another one. And the house he was working on while he was my journalism professor turned out was the house that my parents lived in right after they were married, because they were still in college when they got married at 19. So that was kind of a fun connection too. Took a pass through this patch of forest up here. It's not much of a forest. You can see the cars in the parking lot on the other side of it, but still. Copse, maybe, is the word with an E to distinguish it from the TV show. Or a grove, perhaps. I went up there last time. It's once you get in there, you can't see anything. You can be in any forest anywhere. This time I'll go up here. See, you look that way, and we're in the woods. Typical Saskatchewan woods. The fact these trees are planted in a straight row is kind of a dead giveaway. This is not a natural patch of woods. And actually it's mostly bushes. It's not many big trees back in there, or any, but still, gives you the feel. So this will take us down the south side of the Science Centre. So first thing we see here is the Kramer IMAX Theatre, which was built while I was communications officer here. My brother, Dwight, was chairman of the board when it opened. I used to take a picture every day over here of the work being done, and another inside overlooking what became the theater, because it had been just a big kind of a shed that had some additional generators in it when this was still a powerhouse. Just a big rusty box. As you see, it's the Kramer IMAX Theatre. Exciting when that opened. We started with one of the space films, and I remember sitting there watching the shuttle take off on the IMAX screen. It was very exciting, and the footage that was shot in space on that 8-story screen, or 5-story screen, big screen anyway. And then Sky Bistro over here, very, very good. Playground opened while I was here too, as communications officer. And that's it. We're pretty much back to the car. So actually, just to get a better ending frame, I'll stop here. So that's it for today. Thanks for walking with me if you were live or if you're watching the replay, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.